especially a huge thank you to Momaya Press to have my story chosen for publication is a real honour and a real boost to my writing. Nothing beats being published on paper, so thank you very much. My inspiration, greed. What an inspiring subject. It suggests desperation, and desperate characters do interesting things. The story is called The Logic of the Mine. It's set in a diamond mine in a hot country. I live in Guildford, which isn't known for diamond mines or heat, but when I write, I want to go somewhere else. And this story began with an image, a black and white photograph of a Brazilian gold mine by the photographer Sebastiao Salgado. The landscape is harsh and unforgiving. The image is almost biblical. Some of you may be familiar with his work. I spent a long time staring at the picture, fascinated by the details, the miners' filthy faces, their ragged clothes, the steps and slopes dug by human hands, the ladders at odd angles, the scraps of cloth, planks of wood, lengths of rope. I started to wonder, who were these people? How would it feel to work there? To feel the dirt under my feet, to claw at the cliff face with my bare hands, to search for diamonds in the dry earth. I started to write the story, and onto the page came Lucas. Then I realised this isn't an ordinary mine, it's a prison. Like the other inmates, Lucas had committed a terrible crime, but he found a way to survive. He's an informant. He's served his time and he's leaving tomorrow. To help him on his way, he's stolen diamonds. He's hidden them in his suit. And he's sure he won't be caught. That was how the story began. I managed to catch it on the page and find out more about Lucas and his fellow miners. The story is bloodthirsty and terrifying and scary, I hope, but perhaps the feeling of desperation isn't unfamiliar to us, even if we don't work in a mine. How does it feel to be stuck working at a checkout for a bullying boss and a money-grabbing, low-paying company? Or driving a lorry in a van, or a van in clogged traffic with an impossible schedule to meet? What about when the snow falls and the supermarket runs out of milk and bread? It doesn't take much to show us how we behave when it's every man for himself, does it? How would it feel to have to survive, hand to mouth, day to day? I wrote Lucas's story and vanished into his world, and it was a frightening place. I've written one novel called The Ash Zone, which is set in a future Britain, after a volcanic ash fall and when we're part of the Chinese Empire. And I was thrilled in September when it won the Yeovil Literary Prize, so I'm currently sending that out to agents. Wish me luck. I'm also working on short stories because I love the buzz of writing a piece of work and sending it off. And I've been lucky enough to have my work placed in 2 competitions this year. But I can't get Lucas out of my head. What's he doing in that mine? What happened to him? I couldn't leave him there at the end of the story. So, in fact, I've been back already and his story has grown to 10 chapters of my next book. So now you know what happens. But I'm going back there because I want to find out what happens next. They're desperate people with so much at stake. It's dangerous and unpredictable. Lucas will have to survive on his wits, and so will I. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the story.